We are the Guinea Pig Collective. All will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
Come back. As we're hanging out with Dark Helmet, the sci-fi and Transformers pick. What's up, Dark Helmet? We are hanging out with Dark Helmet, and we are getting ready to look at something that is Transformers related. So from Transformers Legacy United, we've got Origins Wheeljack. This one looks pretty damn interesting, and from what I understand, you're supposed to be able to do some really cool things with this one. So, if you remember the original Sunbow cartoon, the very first episode, Wheeljack and Bumblebee are coming out of the grate, and they've got some energy rods, and they have to escape from the Decepticons. That is what this version of Wheeljack is based on, and from the outward appearances, from what they're showing of the figure, and what it looks like on the back of the box, this should be a pretty fun one to get into. So let's go ahead and get this one open and take a look at it.
There's not enough energy in these conductors to last a Cortex.
We go right out of the box with our Origins Wheeljack, our teeny tiny Origins Wheeljack. When I was looking at this one in the package, it looked like it was a halfway decent size, but no, this guy is tiny. Like, he is small. We'll put him next to the Origin Bumblebee, and you can see that Origin Bumblebee is another one, like extremely small figure, like really tiny figure. And yeah, he is not that much smaller than Wheeljack, honestly. In width, yes, but in height, not really that much shorter. Wheeljack should have been a little bit bigger than this.
Well, at least we found these, Wheeljack.
And when these run out,
even though Wheeljack is a little bit on the small fry side, he does have a ton of movement in him. So there's plenty of movement right here at the bicep and the elbow joint right there. So right at the top of the elbow joint at the bicep. So it's a very shortened space in between there, but there's a good amount of movement right there. You got some decent movement up in here in the shoulders, going all the way around. Little on the sloppy side, just a tiny bit. He does have a decent waist turn right here. Once again, a little bit on the sloppy side. This seems to be a problem with Hasbro off and on, where some of these figures, the joints are nice and tight and right, and other times are loose, like this. These kiblets keep popping open. That's pretty horrible. There's tons of movement down here in these ankles, though. Like, holy crap, look at all that rock. They got a nice ball down here at the bottom of this foot. That is really nice. Got a decent knee joint right there. Looks like there's going to be tons of movement in there. A good amount of kick up all the way out for the Van Dams. Like, he can almost get a karate kick going on there. Hiya, Decepticons. That's not bad. But some of these things not porting in and staying in, that's a bit of a miss right there. And he should have been a little bit taller. So let's check him out in a few more poses. Jack can get down into a decent kneeling position, and in case you didn't see it, yeah, he had the gun in his hand last time, and they did include a port up on his shoulder, just like Wheeljack always had in the original toy and in the Sunbow cartoons. We had to balance Wheeljack off the back of the wall to get him in a running position, because I unfortunately don't have a foot stand that'll actually take that port size, but there you go. It looks pretty convincing in a running pose. One more pose here with Wheeljack and Bumblebee getting ready to fight off those Decepticons. There is one more thing that technically you're supposed to be able to attach. You're supposed to be able to attach this. It's supposed to be the big blast shield that he has in his vehicle form in the Sunbow cartoon. They show it attaching on the back here somehow. I just don't see how it attaches on there. And quite honestly, it looks retarded anyway, so I'm not going to put it on.
Can't worry about that now. Hey, let's get back to Iacon.
Here we go with Wheeljack in his Cybertronian truck form. I will say, while this thing does look very much like the Sunbow cartoon, there's some hollow spaces in the bottom, and just the way that everything ports together in this thing is like origami, and if it isn't just right, nothing snaps together right. You got to sit there and play with everything. It feels very cheap too. I'm going to say that a lot of these panels in this thing, they feel really cheap when they're porting together. They almost feel like they're going to break. And the fact that you've got to, like, they show it as a play feature like this coming down, but you got to got to get everything just right when you pop this all back down. You got to lift this up, and like once again, there's this huge hollow space in there. Like just, I'm just not sold on this design as being great.
Bumblebee, get in quick!
And with the back down, it's supposed to take Bumblebee, but no, it doesn't. They say there's a way you're supposed to be able to fold this up like this to kind of make him fit, but guess what? He still doesn't fit. So that, yeah, this doesn't work like they said it would. Like, he doesn't fit in there. Come on, give me a break. This is just stupid. This, to me, this is just a huge miss. I was actually planning on doing some stop animation, but as I got this thing out and seeing how horrible it actually was, I'm not even going to bother with this shit because it's not worth it. This thing is a piece of junk.
Mind if I cut in?
Here we go, one last shot with our Origin Wheeljack with his gun on his roof. He's got those little spinning blades on the front that he used in the Sunbow cartoon to cut through the Decepticon ranks, and right next to Origin Bumblebee. Overall, I gotta say, even though this one looks nice, he does have a ton of articulation, but some of the joints feel a little bit sloppy, and this is why I'm not going to do the stop animation on it. The joints are just a little bit too loose to be able to sit there and try to do stop animation on them, because the joint's going to be flopping all over the place. No, I'm sorry. Everything else that they said you were supposed to do, like being able to put the Bumblebee in the back, was an absolute fallacy. You cannot do it. I mean, I'm sure if you origami Bumblebee all the way up into something that doesn't even resemble his Cybertronian vehicle form, maybe you could jam it in there. But as it is, no, you can't. Like, I've tried. I tried pulling these up. Tried popping this down and jamming him in there, and it just, yeah, it doesn't work. It does not work. I'm sorry. What are you supposed to jam it in like that? Is that what they say he's in the vehicle form? I don't think so. This is not what they promised with this thing, and I'm sorry. The best that I can say that this one is going to get, and I don't know what kind of review score Vinny's giving for this one, but for me, this does not do it. The best I can say for this one is a 7 out of 10. This is not all that great.
Prime told me there'd be days like this.
And you didn't believe him?
I do now.
We got a quick addendum here for the Origin Wheeljack. As far as the Wheeljack, I never put this on, and the reason I didn't, they actually had this ported on the opposite direction. I didn't even realize it at the time, so you had to try to unstick these, and I swear it felt like it was going to snap. But there he goes with his shield form, and I was wondering why it wouldn't work. And yeah, they had it ported on the opposite way. Why they would even have it set up like that, because it won't fit on his back. Seems to be the only way that it will go on. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, guys, that is all we have on this Origins Wheeljack. What did you think of our assessment on this figure? Do you think we were spot on? Be sure to let Dark Helmet, the master of the sci-fi and Transformers, know what you thought of this one. Later, y'all.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.